Hey, gorgeous souls. This is Breaking the Cage with the Matrix Mind, Astrology TV. I'm sorry I missed last week for all of those who do watch it or who watch it but don't really follow me directly. I put out a little message telling everybody I wasn't going to be able to. I had too much going on. And I'm back. But for those of you who do follow me, I had a lot going on, and my mother had to have a gallbladder surgery and everything, like emergency surgery out of nowhere. She's almost 80 years old, so it was a big deal. But with all of that being said, I am back and I'm ready to bring out, the Breaking the Cage for the first week of July. This is Independence Day. But before I get into everything, I do have information, different sales going on and stuff. So if you're interested in contacting me personally, all of that information is in the description box, as well as how to contact the Matrix Mind's website and so forth. In general, all of that is in the description box. Now, let's get back to July 3rd through the 9th. This is, like I said, Breaking the Cage, and it is definitely a week of breaking the cage, because of the energies that I have coming in. Most of you who follow me or who know me know some of my spirit guides and who I talk to, but who's been coming in a lot this week is the Egyptian god Ra, and he's been giving me, as we're approaching this 4th of July energy, he's the sun god. He's speaking to us of the illumination, but it's so much more than just illumination, so much more than just awakening, so much more than, ascending, spiritually growing, maturing, and doing our shadow work. There's so much going on here. Hi, Andy, I do see you. And yes, mom's coming along. But the way Ra keeps giving me the message is, in a way, it's just, we're illuminating everything. We're not gonna allow it to happen anymore. You have to understand, what Ra is showing me is the illumination coming from the sun, but the sun in astrology is in Cancer. Now, as I get into the astrology itself and I start explaining this better, you'll understand. But I'm going to step back and go into the astrology for just a second so you'll understand where I'm going. You have the sun, which is now in Cancer. You have Ceres, which is in Cancer. The Sirius star is always in Cancer, but Ceres is also in Cancer. You have Lilith that is in Cancer. Mercury is going to be moving into Cancer, and the sun is in Cancer. Lilith in Cancer is very submissive. She's not her normal personality. And this is going in a form, where is it a deal-breaking energy? Where has it been all submission? Where have you, okay, yeah, fine, okay. Where have you been trying to avoid the fight? Where have you been selling yourself out? Where has it been self-sabotage? Because you're not coming into independence. Your own individuality, your soul self, your fire self, your authenticity of everything that you are. What parts of you have gotten comfortable? And we're at deal-breaking points. That's really what this comes down to. We're at, like they say, you get into situations or Mercury retrograde energies where, like they tell you at Mercury retrograde, you don't want to, sign for things you're purchasing without reading everything, because those fine details, you may be signing things away that you don't realize are important. Well, this is where you're getting into going, oh, I'm seeing the fine details. They're no longer able to be in denial. They're no longer able to be, let me turn my head the other way and look the other way. It's all up in your face going ding, 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 ding. And what this really comes down to, see, Spirit is saying to me, it's not just about alignment. It's not just about vibrational frequency. It is. But you have to understand A lot of what is going on with the energies right now, for one, is can you understand the energy? I'll give you an example due to the way I see the astrology. Okay, so maybe you're growing, and truthfully, where you need to be would be like in a Uranus energy or a Jupiter energy. But if you're in a Venus energy, well, you just are not of that energy yet. You cannot make something be what it is not until it is ready to be what it is ready to be. And you have to acknowledge these things. And if that means this is a deal-breaking energy because you're starting to acknowledge, yo, this is supposed to be this. It's just like when you're signing a paper or you're buying a house or you're buying a car. If you're reading the fine print and you're going, whoa, that's a deal breaker. That is not something I'm going to sign for. But we're looking at things from an energetic point of view, because what they tell me is this is a reboot. And it's energies. Think of it from a computer point of view. Every human being has a blueprint. Every human being has a program in which they run on. Your brain is what operates a lot of the body. The heart, it's pumping, is what keeps you alive. It is technically a program that is keeping you breathing, living, thinking, just like with the computer. However, computers sometimes get viruses. And you may not even know that they have a virus. It starts lagging a little bit, starts kirking out in certain areas. And sometimes it's not even that it's a virus, it's just like a little bug, something that's wrong. And you have to unplug, plug back in, and sometimes that fixes it. Sometimes you have to go through a whole big cleansing effort. But see, the point is, we should have been through the shadow work. The illumination has been there. It's all been, hitting you right in the head, right up in your face, going ding, 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 ding. I've been showing you everything you need to know to get you on the right path. Are you in submission? Are you in, I don't want to cause the fight, so I'll continue to go on with it, is what a lot of this is. When the point of what Ra, Egyptian god, keeps giving me is, no, this is illumination. This is no longer time for the shadow work. There will always be shadow work. But the point is, you've been shown. It is time to put the shadow work into action. It is time to reclaim your power. I couldn't write this at a better time. It's coming during our Independence Day. This is why I have not been saying July 4th, the 4th of July, because what Spirit is, plus, it's funny because 4 also represents your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical, which is your one wholeness. But they're pointing it out to me as, don't look at it as your diamond. Don't look at it as your wholeness in the sense of what you're lacking. Look at what's been shown to you. Look at the shadow work and put it into action. It is no longer time to be evaluating the shadow work. It is time for the action. And the action has been coming out very aggressive, very bold in everyone's face. And the reason for that is, for one, you have Mars, which is going to move, in 2 more days? Mars is in its home. It's most happiest here in Aries, but it's about to move into Taurus. And Mars is your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team. It's moving into Taurus, which I'll get into the astrology in a minute, but it's at the point of going, just in case you missed a flipping memo the whole time I've been here, let me kick this into high gear right now, because you need to get on your independence. You need to get on calling your powers back to you from all space and time. Where is it that the self-sabotage is continuing? Because Ra also gives me snakes. And he's giving me snakes in the sense of, is it going to continue to eat its tail? The same cycle over and over again, or is it going to start spinning off into a new cycle? These are the actions you're taking now. And I promise you, these actions that you do or do not take is going to have a lot to do with the Lion's Gate coming in next month. Not to mention you have a full moon, I believe, coming in next week in Capricorn. So the energies are very aggressive right now. It is all about setting the intention and putting it out there, understanding what you've learned and taking the action. Coming back to reclaiming your power by understanding where you've lost it, where you've misplaced it, where you keep following that same cycle. But it's illuminating where submission continues to happen, which ultimately is giving you a false sense of inner emotional security and will cause you to either create bad karma or create healthy new karma. You are setting your manifestation. It's already been set. The decision, the energy has already been pushed out. This is the karma coming back. And this is what we need to realize if it's not the karma you want to see coming back, as to the addressing of how to make the shifting changes as you come into the cycles of this full moon, new moon, and as we start to move forward, because we just made it through the eclipses again. It's no joke, people. Now, let me get into the blueprint, and then I'll really walk you through the astrology, all right? The blueprint is got a lot of chest energy going on, but let me walk you through it. The sun itself is in Cancer, and it happens to be on the pancreas, your digestion. It's the gut. The illumination coming from the solar plexus and the sacral chakra as to how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, your I am or am I am? Can I? Really? This stuff is no joke. It's the digestion of the energies that you are eating and gobbling up about yourself and the world around you that you're creating. Now, the sun itself speaks of the heart when you're not looking at where it is. In the blueprint, it is on the pancreas as it's traveling through the actual star body. But the sun itself speaks to you of the heart and the spine. That's what it's most known for. All right. Which is setting you the backbone of energy as well as the life force energy of the heart. Speaking into the digestion of the energy of what you're taking in that gut, second brain of understanding the energies of what is going on specifically with you individually. Now, Venus is in the lungs. And isn't it, I don't remember where I read it somewhere. You know what? I do. Hold on. Let me check my notes here for a second. Venus is... the lungs also deal with helplessness and heartache and rejection, what you're holding on to. So if it's heavier, that's because your Venus is being extra sensitive right now in the lung energy of what you are seeping into your hair. And what are you breathing into the body of a vibration? Like I said, it all has to do with vibrations, but it's different levels of vibrations. And that's why I said you have to understand the energy. If you're supposed to be in a Uranus energy, or you know somebody you're dealing with should be in a Uranus energy, but they quite honestly are in, you know, a Saturn energy, well, you can't make them be what they're not, nor can you make you be what you're not. But you can understand the lessons that are coming in by comprehending that the energy is what it is. And what does that do to you? And how will you allow that to reflect on you or grow? Venus also speaks to you in the body, normally, of your bodily fluids, just like the moon, high tide, low tide. It speaks to you of your blood, of your liquids that are in the body in general, and their actions and how they operate. But it also speaks to you about your sensitivity emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But it also speaks to you of your taste, your eyes, your see, your smell. And when they're off, they're also speaking to you about what is Venus trying to teach you about the lessons that she's giving you. Mercury is the two sides. Your right, your left. It is literally traveling as it leaves Gemini and enters into Cancer. It is traveling through the rib cage. So it is around the lungs, around the heart, and trying to protect it with the communication in which you are breathing in. But Mercury itself is the computer that allows the brain to work, the functioning, the natural things that you don't even know, like blinking, that you do, that you don't pay attention. It is the actual system of how it works. And how are you communicating with yourself and outwardly according to how it's going to act on your breathing techniques, bringing in more pressure, more feelings of psychic attack because of areas that you're not addressing? Or is it feeling light and free because you are actually doing these things? Like I said, when we get into vibrational frequency and we start getting into the program of the human, the blueprint of the human, and we start understanding this, it literally is like you have the program of the universal human, then you have the program of each individual human and how it is operating with the energy itself. Because stress can do a wonderful amount of things to the body. And then we start looking at, well, what's that do to the chakras? That becomes, like I said, like viruses, little bugs that have been traveling inside of the computer system, slowing it down, lagging it up. And it's time to reboot. It's time to unplug and then replug in. Because a lot of you, all that it is it's simply removing those little bugs. Getting out of the submissive energies of where they've been there. Rebooting into a new you. And taking action. Reclaiming your manifestation, your karma. Your, I am the king of my kingdom. And so forth. Mars is on the throat. Literally the throat. And he's leaving Aries. And he's going into Taurus. And he's going to be traveling through the throat. Again, Mars is all aggressive right now as he's leaving Aries, going just in case, all month long, this has been nagging at you, so I'm going to say it now. You're getting the aggressive entitlement coming out everywhere. You're getting those who actually are acting more like a child because they're feeling backed up into a wall. They're feeling like they're being, pushed upon, and to where the meek start to stand up and fight. But are you fighting as a warrior with power? Because there's a big difference. I say it all the time when I go into my shaman work and I'm having to remove entities and cords and intrusions of spiritual energies that have gotten in on people. I cannot go in to do that work and be like, I will reach in there, grab that thing, pull it out, just turn it into dust if I have to. If I don't feel like I'm in my power, there's a shadow of a doubt, then I can't walk in that room. I can't do that work. This is saying we have to get back to that. But we have to do it in a way to where we're able to stand in our power, know our truth, not be aggressively fighting and pushing each other, belittling. Because somebody who's lashing out is feeling under attack. That doesn't make it right or wrong, because there's many different reasons behind every situation. But a person in their power is able to come full circle in this thinking and not allow someone else's energy to control theirs. Again, realizing, hey, you should be in this energy, but you're not. You're in this one. So I need to identify with the fact that you're not there. You're there. But am I going to allow that to take me from an energy of what I should be and downgrade it? No. Like I said, we are very much in deal breaker energies right now. We're very much in setting the karma, seeing the karma that's coming back, rebooting and redirecting. Shadow work should have been done by now. Saturn is in the calves and the ankles. And I say that because that's your rules, your walls, your boundaries. But Saturn is also your teeth. It is also the jaw and the mouth. It is the bones and the skin. And when it's being attacked or have, like I said, those bugs in the system, which would be where chakras are blockages or meridians, you know, where we're having these issues, this is where these energies start to come up. Saturn itself is in the ankles and the calves, but if it's not showing up there, it may be showing up in the bones themselves in some form, or the skin. Now, like I said, Mars is moving into Taurus this week. I believe it's on the 5th. It might be the 6th. I can't remember. I don't have it written down. But Mars isn't extremely powerful in Taurus. It's extremely powerful in Aries. And Mars, I don't like to call him just the inner SWAT team. He's your inner warrior, but he's also passion, action, sexuality, creativity. He's you know, in a form, your inner lion, even though Aries is a goat. But, I mean, he's courage. But is he courageous because he's been pushed and pushed and pushed? Or is he wise and courageous and able to stand in his power? See, like I said, you're at the end of that entitlement, at the end of that aggressive energy going, I've been trying to tell you all month. Well, I've been here. The whole time I've been here, I've been trying to get this through your head, and now I only have 2 days left. I'm going to say what I got to say. And then he's going to get into Taurus with Uranus, where it's all about, I don't know how to say it to people, because there are so many people out there who are all about their spirituality, all about their growth. And if you don't understand the energy, then it's harder for you to comprehend what is going on that level. And Uranus in Taurus is not in its strongest. Mars in Taurus is not in its strongest. And it is going to start getting worse. It's going to start getting more of, if I feel like I'm backed up against the corner, I'm going to start coming out like a lion ready to rage. It's going to be getting into the entitlement, getting into possession, getting into, if you're not in your power, I've been saying it for 3 years, someone or something else will be. And I do mean it on a spiritual sense, not just the 3-dimensional. Time's up. It's time to set the new direction, or just shut up because you're starting to cycle all over again because you refuse to learn it. Mars is your warrior, your inner SWAT team. It's your inner belly dancer. It's how you feel good about yourself, how you feel secure about yourself, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And when you're not secure, well, then you feel threatened. And then you feel like you have to become intimidating. You have to become aggressive. You have to push and shove. It has to be all about me, 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 me. And then it starts going into, well, how can I manipulate? You're going to see 2 different sides of people right now. Uranus is about your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, standing in your power. Or is someone else in it and you have to do the same thing? That's about to double down on its intensity of showing the world the karmic energy that you've asked for. Whether you realize it or not, we send out vibrational frequencies. I say it all the time, and I've been saying it even more lately because it was reminded to me lately of, you know, when you're angry, when you're upset, when you're crying, when you're exerting extra energy, you are doubling down on the energy you are sending out to the universe. You're giving it a calling card of, hey, ding, 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 this is my 911. And if you're sending out 911 because you're pissed off of just aggressive madness, now you have to backtrack 3 times around because it just surpassed the energy you was already putting out. So you need to learn how to start putting out the energy. Like I say, for abundance, for prosperity, to bring success and more positivity to me, I make little songs. I just walk around singing little crazy songs to myself because I know, being a Leo and a Cancer moon and a Virgo rising, I'm a detail anal retentive eclipse, emotionally inclined, and I'm learning to keep my emotions clear. But that doesn't always happen, especially when it's piled up. Everybody does this. Eventually when it piles up and then it's coming out. So I'm realizing, I need to send out that kind of positive energy with the exerted energy. Let me sing the songs that make myself happy. And, because I want that 911 to be going out all the time of the positive. I don't want it to just be, okay, I woke up and I gave my thanks for the day. I woke up and I said, thank you for the abundance. Thank you for the health. Thank you for this. No. If I can send out exerted energy of one, well, then I can send out it of the other, which I want more. We have to be mindful. Venus is moving into Gemini, giving you extra up close in your face sensitivity of everything in front of you that's important. Gemini is the twins, but it is also on a universal level. It is the communication zone, but it's also, like your little short trip to the store, your siblings. It's up close and personal. Venus is not love. Venus, I don't care. That pisses me off when people do that. I hate when people give out false astrology because I want you to learn. I want you to know how to heal yourself. And Venus is your sensitivity, whether it's good or bad. Venus will tell you how you can create more of it by caressing it, by communicating with it, by bringing it to you, by knowing how to use it. But Venus will also tell you when that person betrayed you, that person let you down, that person lied to you. Or the exact opposite. Well, not the opposite, but I say it a million times. If you put your hand in an oven cooking at 365 degrees and you don't grab an oven mitt and you go and you get cookies out without the oven mitt, you burn your hand. That's Venus going, don't do that shit. See what happens? You hurt yourself. Venus tells you your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical sensitivity, what works for you and what works against you, and help you to understand. Now, Cancer, again, has the sun in it. Mercury is coming in. We're talking into illuminating that inner emotional security and where we're submissive versus where we're in our inner emotional security, where we're standing in that power, or where we're lacking and believing in ourselves. And we're looking outwardly for someone else to pat you on the back and tell you it's okay, when you can get up and create it because you are a soul flame. You just have to reclaim it. You have to believe it. The moon is going to be moving through Virgo, through Libra, and through Scorpio. So the moon itself is emotionally, as it starts questioning all the planets, going to start anal retentively picking everything apart. Because that's what Virgo does. Now remember, Virgo is not the way Virgo has always been. It now has Regulus here. So Virgo is now anally retentively picking apart. Does it serve me from my heart space? And if it doesn't, then set it free. The moon will then be moving into Libra, going, well, that's not independence, that's balancing and harmony. So are you creating harmony where it's not meant to be because you don't want to fight? It's asking you if you're believing in yourself, if you learn the lesson, are you standing up for yourself? Have you come into your power, or will you be submissive? This is all about relationships, guys. And then it's moving into Scorpio, where it's literally going, are we rebirthing or not? The rules, the walls, the boundaries, and setting the new directions in these relationships. Is it there or not? It's what the energy is, guys. I can't make it up. Pluto is, I'm giving you the positives. Pluto is getting along great with Neptune. Pluto is in retrograde. Neptune is in retrograde. It is also speaking with Uranus getting along great. You have like sextile after sextile after sextile. Sextiles mean good, very good energy. However, too much good energy going on to one another, on to one another, on to one another, make you feel comfortable and you don't take the action. The opportunity is there now. You have Pluto in that 10th house of the universal outer world, learning how to come back in your power, learning how to have that authority of your own life. Speaking to Neptune, which is in the 12th house, going, did you learn the lesson? Because the 12th house is a lesson. And that's where your magic is. It's been there for years. Lots of years. Now it's speaking directly to Uranus, which is asking you, are you in your power or someone else? And then speaking directly to the sun. Again, I said Ra is throwing down the energy here. He's going, I'm showing you the illumination. I'm giving you the path to walk. It's up to you. Are you a Jupiter energy? Are you a Uranus energy? Are you a Venus energy? Know who you are. Know whether it's right or not. Know if you need to be shifting from the energy and understand it. Shadow work should be done. It should have shown you. This is a very good opportunity to reclaim your power, standing in your favor. But it's all up to you. Do you believe in you? Mercury is coming into Cancer, going to be coming right on top of Lilith, the very energy that I keep saying in Cancer, the inner emotional security of who and what you are, standing in your power, believing yourself, realizing you cannot be lost from your soul. You can call it all back to you. But that submissive twist with Lilith and Mercury is going to be somewhat like a Mercury retrograde. In your head, over chatter. Will you allow the ego to need what it needs right now, which is actually not what you need? I was just told by them, I saw a meme and they said the meme to me just then. The meme was, stop holding out for glitter and miss the diamond. Mercury and Lilith is getting along great with Mars. But will you take the action? And if you do, how will you take the action? Because it's showing if you really are in your power or not. If you really are coming into that full circle of lesson learned. Or can you be pushed right back down very easily? Venus is not getting along with Chiron, the wounded healer in Aries, where you still have Eris, the Medusa energy. Mars is leaving. A brand new cycle. The wounded healer not getting along with Venus. He's showing you the things that you need to see. He's still giving you the shadow work. It's still there. But it's no longer time to be going, I'm learning. It's time for action. You have some trines going on. Trines are very positive energies. Saturn, which is in retrograde in that 11th house, which is what creates your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, and breathes them into life by whom you have in your life. It's not about using people, but it is about being in alignment with the people that are helping you get to where you want to be, because you want to be in that higher alignment. You want to see these goals, dreams, and ambitions come forward. So are they people that are in the alignment that help support you and love you and direct you, tell you the truth? It is getting along with Venus. So it's not making it easy. It is giving you yes, they love you, but they may also be showing you. Okay, Spirit. They also may be showing you where you need to make the changes. I say all the time, Venus is not love. And what they just told me is, we were at the shop the other day, and somebody made a very wrong comment. I won't go into that. But they were saying to treat people. A dog will stand. Okay, because what I'm getting is, this has to do with standing in your power. Okay, when Spirit gives me a dog, usually it is the wolf actually talking to me. They give me like dog breath. And what it is I'm getting, stop being so unconditionally loving to people who treat you like shit. A dog will love whoever chained them up in the cold and left them with no food and didn't care about them, because that's man's best friend. They will love you even if you beat them and kick them. So the wolf always comes in and goes, don't be a dog. Yeah, have love, but don't be stupid. Don't allow yourself to be treated that way. It's called dignity. And this is what they're saying with Venus and Chiron. Your inner communication and your sensitivity is trying to teach you if you're in the dog energy or the wolf energy, is what they're trying to tell you. Saturn and Venus is the rules, the walls, the boundaries, and that outer world, speaking to having those right people who love you or don't love you and manipulate you, telling you the truth or manipulating and lying to you and using you, and speaking to your communication and what will you do with that. Again, the sensitivity. The South Node is everything you're great at in that 8th house that's keeping you from moving forward. That just keeps you in your comfort zone, because trying something new is just, what? It's telling you to reboot in an area that you've never gone before, because it's speaking to Neptune. It's giving you the magic if you're willing to step out of your 12th house. If you're willing to step out of the grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and insecurities that's made you comfortable with where you're stuck. The sun is getting along great with the South Node. It's illuminating everything that you keep making the same bad habits, bad patterns of. Those viruses that are underlining underneath the system, messing up your chakras and keeping you from the vibration you want. Keep pulling you right back down. Your challenges this week is that South Node is not getting along with Uranus. Everything that you're good at that's keeping you from growing in the relationships by setting the boundaries, possibly making the best boundaries, rules, walls, and boundaries for rebirth, regeneration, for more or less rebirth, regeneration within these relationships to bloom and flourish. It's not getting along with you standing in your power. It's going, yeah, I'm here. It's like your spirit guide's going, she has the power. He has the power. Just, will he break the pattern? It's there. But it's got to be a will you willed. The sun is not getting along with Chiron. Same kind of idea. Setting a new cycle. Starting it by trusting in your own inner emotional security. Mercury is not getting along with Jupiter. abundance of the communication. It's easier to keep feeding yourself the same story. It's easy to keep feeding yourself that it's okay to continue with the way it's always been. No, it isn't. These are the things that are sifting and coming out of the seams. When you keep saying, all right, I put up with this. All right, I put up with this. All right, no, it's overflowing now. Uranus is not getting along with Saturn, which is not getting along with that South Node. Changing the cycles, standing in your power, believing in your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, your law of attraction, your manifestation, and what you believe, and believing in yourself is standing in your power and showing the world that you have the authority over yourself and your life instead of being submissive. You're creating your karma. Pluto and Mars aren't getting along either. And Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for rebirth, regeneration. Mars is, are you coming into your wisdom and your true soul self and being able to stand in your power and let everybody else show their aggressive ignorance? Or will you slip? I'm not saying it's not good to put people in their place. Sometimes they need it because that's the only way they will hear it. But don't lower yourself. Reclaim your power. Know yourself. But understand the energies. If somebody is in a Mars, they sure are not going to be in a Venus. If somebody, or if you are in a Mercury retrograde energy, well, then you're not going to be in a Pluto. You need to understand the energy is what it is. So is it going to work with you and be in your alignment or not? Because this is time for taking action. No more time for I wonder. I love you guys. Bye. See you next week. And happy 4th of July.